Okay, on this bare window, the client would like us to, chop it off and make it a square and do some modifications to it so that it'll fit in a window that they have. In order to do that, we need to remove this zinc outer bar. And this is a little bit fatter than the stuff we usually use, and I just have to just kind of get it heated up. I've got a garbage can down below so that the solder can drip down. These are Resizing pliers. I've got the flat jaw on top, and I just bend it. And I go back and forth a little bit. See, the solder's already loosened up, and if I do this, then that allows it to give me a cold joint, which is weak and easy to take undone. And now I'm getting it from underneath, doing the same thing, and I'll pry it up. See, up and down like that. A little bit scary because it flexes my glass quite a bit. But there it is. That's pretty much undone. And I'll go to the next one. Come on, baby. Let's get this off of there. This window has really good soldering on it. The lines are nice and tight, very thin. The artist must have used very thin foil when she was using it. Alright, so there's the first piece, and you notice that it really got scrunched up a bunch of places because I had to really hang on to the pliers, and you notice that's a pretty thick, that's not a 1/4 of an inch. I think that's probably maybe 3/8. Well, it's another day, and it's a beautiful day here in the stained glass studio. Here's the bare window that we're working on, and we've got a little bit of a challenge here because, the client wants us to cut it down to a 24-inch size. It's actually 23 3/4 because then we'll put a metal bead around it, and that'll make it up to, I don't care. So we'll put a metal bead around it, and then it's got to fit into a 24 by 24-inch opening. So in a matter of speaking, we're going to have to crop this window. And I'm thinking that because the bear is closer to this side than it is to this side, then maybe we should just cut off this side of the window. So I'm going to go get a tape measure and look. Okay, we're talking about taking off about an inch. So the bare still will be shifted over and it'll be farther over on that. And so from an artistic standpoint, you know, you don't want things to be centered. You want things, well, so it's about cropping. So I'm thinking that maybe, though, we should just shave it off one side. Then what'll happen is we'll come up to here and we'll be cutting this much off. And so what'll be nice here is that as the piece that goes in here that'll fit to make it square again, we can put in a white piece that'll match this one pretty well, and then we put in a little blue piece, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So I think the first thing we'll do is cut off this edge. So okay, I need a good silver marker. And I'm going to put one on this side, one on this side. This will keep it from racking. I want to put one at the bottom just to, you know, keep things nice and straight. And I believe that'll be enough. So now I can come along here, set my cutter, all right. Now, this is good, except for right here, it goes right along the lead line, and I'm not really happy with that, but it's okay. We'll see how it goes. Okay. All right, we'll see now. Okay, well, I peeled off the lead from this part, and I'm just checking to see how far my zinc will pass over, and it looks like you'll still be able to see it. So I need to put something in here, or I need to cut this and replace it. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a piece of paper under here and draw my outline so that I can determine what I need to do. All right, so now I'm going to take a straight edge so I can get my corners. That's not too straight. All right. Move this one. And here, this one needs to come to there. All right, so I took a Sharpie pen and I've drawn here and here, here and here, and then around so that I know what size my replacement glass needs to be. And so now I can just move this out of the way and start cutting my replacement pieces. Okay. I guess I can get the other piece out here. Okay, now I'm going to keep this pattern for when I go to solder everything on. And I wanted to check that this fits. Looks like it will. I've got to clean these areas up. Like I'm going to desolder this. On this piece, I will just fill in with solder. And then I'll put the glass in over there. And so that ought to take care of it. Then on these edges, I'm going to get a soldering iron on them and get all the extra solder off so that the outer bar will fit nicely. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Okay, you can see that we've got some pieces plugged in here that are already done. And I went ahead and I did my zinc outer bar on that side. It's not soldered on the back yet. Now here's this piece. Now you'll notice that my width here is not as thin as the original, and that is because it's much more difficult to get it the same width on a piece that's curved, that's mating onto an old piece. You know, it's different when it's all a bunch of pieces that you're putting together. So now we'll patina this afterwards, but in the meantime, I'm going to flip this around. Sometimes I give my glasses a ride. Okay, here we are. Now, Jeannie, right behind you is a piece of metal that I need. It's the right width. I put nails around here so that the glass wouldn't slide on me. And then I went ahead and I nailed this piece up. And then I took a scrap piece and slid it up so that I can have just the right amount. Then I take it off. See, now I don't have to clip off this end, but I do have to clip off this end. So that's how you save yourself some work. Okay, I'm cutting this to length, and then I'm going to spread it. I haven't mentioned that I've spread them each time, but I have. Take the fid, put it in and twist it slightly so that it warps the zinc open. So you see how you get a nice wide gap there, and it'll fit right over the solder. So now make sure and hold them so that you'll miss. If you miss, that you'll hit your hand, not the glass. Now on this one, you'll see that there's only three little spots, and so I think it'll be a good idea to deflect it a bit so that it's got a bow in it, and that way when it goes onto the metal, it'll kind of be sprung. So you see over here how it's got quite a bit of a gap, and we'll just spring that right up. Okay, this side is done, the other side is not. I like to cut off these edges of zinc before I solder the back, because then I don't have as much solder to go through, and sawing through solder lets it get airborne, and so I don't like that concept. So what I'm going to do now, we've got the it's slick. Okay, here's Jeanne doing the finishing touches. She's already cleaned it on the other side and patinaed it over there, and then we decided, hey, we ought to show you this. Okay, how do you want to display it so we can show?
Well, I'll probably clean it a little more, but do you want me to lift it?
And there we have it, the finished changed piece. Looks pretty good.